I want to give you two more examples of useful functions and routines in SAS. First, I'm going to start with the call sorting routine, which allows you to sort data, and then usually when you have a data set, sometimes you just want to sort it to get some computation of the sorted values. So how do you sort the data set? Well, one way of doing this is through the sorting routine. So this is my data set, which is included in the in the program. This data set, I call it test. The first variable is a student ID, which is a character variable, and then we have scores 1 through 10. Okay, scores 1 through 10. Now, this is how I enter the data. Data is not sorted. I want to compute the average of the highest 8 values, or the top 8 values for each student. So this could be perhaps 8 assignments or 8 quizzes, and you just want to consider the top 8 for the final grade, let's say, or for the final average. So the first thing that you need to do is, within each of the observations, within each of the rows of your data table, you want to sort, right? So that's what I did here with the call sorting routine, calling the sorting routine. So I say call, and then sorting, and then of score 1 through 10. The effect of this will be to sort inside each of the rows. It will sort these values. So now I will have sorted. After that, I'll have sorted values. So now mean top 8, well, it will be the mean of scores 3 to 10, because now, since this will be in order, in ascending order, by the way, the first 2 will be the lowest 2, right? And then the remainder will be the highest, the top 8 values, which is what you want. You want the average of the top 8. Okay, so let's run this and see what we get. As you can see, since we sorted the data, it will appear sorted, and we'll have the mean of. We also have the mean of the top 8, which are this. Another function that is useful is the lag function. The lag function basically looks at the previous observation. Lag 1, I should say, is the lag 1 observation. So for example, here we have some stock prices. So we have the dates, and we have the stock price at that particular day. So if you want to compute, let's say, the change in stock price from one day to the next, what do? Well, for this day it will be 98 minus 100. For this day it will be 96 minus 98, meaning that it went down by 2 points. Here will be 101 minus 96. So basically you want whatever value you have minus the prior value. How can you get the prior value? Well, you can get the prior value, or the previous value, with the lag function. So lag of price will give you, it's a variable which is basically, for each value it will be the prior observation. So we have the data set here. It's called stocks, or we call it stocks. We have this in format statement because we have a date, and we're saying that the format of the date is month, day, year, 10 10 characters. We saw this before. Now input, date, and price. Now we want to compute the change. We call this change up, down. We could call it change or delta or whatever you want. It will be price minus lag of price. Lag of price is just the observation before, okay, for each of these values. And then the format for date to output the data in the data set will be the same, the same that we had here. So let's print this and see what we get. Okay, so we have the prices, we have the dates. Now obviously the first day you won't get any difference because lag for this doesn't exist because you don't have a prior value to this. But for this price here, up down will be this minus lag of this. The lag of this is the previous observation, which is 100. 98 minus 100 will give you -2, and so on and so forth.